So, um, it's a bit of a strange story, Um, yeah. Anyway, let's get started, I suppose. Um, it's not a very interesting story, depending on how you look at it. It's funny, I think. Um, but yeah, I guess it's just an experience. So if you've been through it or you are going through it, you'll know what I mean. Maybe it can help some of you out if you are going through what I went through. Anyway, so about 2 years ago, I started having problems with my big toenail on my left foot. Um, it started to. So basically, what an ingrown toenail is the toenail will actually pierce the skin and grow down into the flesh, and the skin will grow over the nail, so the nail becomes completely embedded um, into the skin around your toe. So the side of your toe becomes inflamed and infected, and basically the nail becomes stuck. Okay, and you need to get this nail out now. For those of you who are lucky enough to be at an advantage, um, the advantage being um, if it's only a slight ingrown toenail, you could cut it out yourself with a pair of scissors, or you could get like a pedicure and get somebody to cut it properly. Always, always, always cut your nails straight across. Okay, never cut into the corners, because that's exactly how my ingrown toenail started. I cut down into the corner, and then over the weeks and months, it grew and grew and grew. Um, I started having a lot of pain, and it would just become irritated, and yeah. So, long story short, I guess, as the months rolled by, my toe became completely and utterly infected. So just Google ingrown toenail, look at the most infected one you can find. That was what my left toe looked like. The side of the toenail. I couldn't walk on it. It was so infected. It was scabbed over, crusted over. It was just oozing infection. It was just so gross to look at, and it just stung every time. You know. Sorry guys, I probably should have mentioned it's like an 18 plus. if you're squeamish or please don't listen to this. But yeah, um, when I used to play with my dogs out, they used to play fetch, and they used to run across my toe, or if anybody stood on it, I would just be in so much pain. I once stubbed my toe, my infected toe, and it just bled. It soaked my sock. It was horrendous. I was so scared though. I went to see a chiropodist. Now a chiropodist deals with people's feet and people's toenails. So I went to see this lady chiropodist, and she basically just said, keep an eye on it, but it was her experience that it would need surgery. I was under no illusion at that moment in time it would need surgery. It wasn't as bad as what it ultimately ended up like. It wasn't bad then. I mean, it was a severe ingrown toenail, but the infection wasn't there. Anyway, a year goes by. My toe is completely and utterly done for. I need surgery. I was so scared. I avoided surgery for a year since the first time that I visited the chiropodist. I didn't even want to think about surgery. Now, when somebody tells you you're going to get a medical procedure done to you, the first thing you do is you go on the internet, you type it in, and you watch that procedure being done. Big, 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 big mistake. So I'm watching all these people go through the toenail procedure that I'm going to have to endure. So the procedure is as follows. You will be injected twice into your toe to numb it. The nail is then taken out, the side of the nail, or the full nail, depending on which one you're having done, gets taken off. It gets bandaged up, and that's it basically. But yeah, anyway, without even getting to the surgery part, having a needle in your toe sounds so painful. I was watching all these people online have it done. If you just Google ingrown toenail surgery and watch people have it done, I was seeing all these grown men crying. I'm thinking, I don't do well with pain. If a 6'5", tough guy is crying, then I'm just going to be a complete mess. Come the surgery, I was so afraid of the surgery. I just didn't want it doing. I was so petrified. But I finally said to my mum, I said, no matter what I say, because I don't drive, you see, so she was going to drop me off at the to have the surgery done. So, to make sure I didn't chicken out, she rang the surgery, booked me in, and it was a private surgery, so it cost me about £140 to have this procedure done. The day of the surgery, I was feeling alright, I was feeling calm. I don't know whether it was just that I was that shocked and that frightened that all my senses had turned off. But I decided I always take my phone wherever I go. But I took some headphones. I thought, I'm just going to put the headphones in, put some music on. I'm just not going to think about anything. I'm just going to let the lady do her job, remove my ingrown toenail, and then I'm just going to get the hell out of here. So, we walk in. I sit in the chair. It's kind of like the chair at the dentist, it lowers up and down and to get you into the correct position for performing surgery. So I take my sock off. I take my sock off. She examines it. She looks at it. She knows, this is a toenail beyond saving. At first, I thought she was just going to cut out the ingrown toenail, take out the piece of ingrown nail, and that'd be it. But because I'd left it for so long, my nail was just completely gone. So, again, she decided, which was a really good call, she decided in her experience to ensure that I never had any more problems in the future with ingrown toenails. She decided to take off the full toenail, the whole nail. So look at your big toe, look at the nail, the whole nail has gone. Okay, the whole nail was taken off. So I don't know, I panicked a little bit because I'm thinking I didn't really want to lose the whole nail, because I thought, will it be a different procedure than the one I've been seeing on the internet? I was ready and mentally psyched up for the procedure that I'd been watching, which was just having the side of the nail taken out. So I'm thinking, please don't be a different surgery than the one that I've been mentally preparing for all this time. It is the same surgery, same thing, except you don't get half your toenail taken off, you get the whole thing taken off. So I get into the chair, I put my music on, I put my headphones in, I put YouTube on, I crank up the music. I don't want to hear anything, I don't want to see anything, I just want to get it over and done with. So I just turn away. I'm in this like dentist chair. stretched towards her, my foot sort of dangling off the edge. Well, supported but dangling off the edge. She's got all her hygiene equipment out, she's prepping everything. I'm there with with my headphones in, okay, and yeah, I turn away because I don't want to see this needle. Because the thought of seeing a needle go into my toe, I thought I'm just going to freak out, and then I'm not going to be able to follow through with the surgery. So even now I can feel the needle. I don't want it to put this video to put anyone else. I don't want this video to put anyone, and I mean anyone, no matter how big or small, or if if you're tolerant, if you've got a high pain tolerance or a low tolerance, don't let this video put you off. Long story short, I like to keep long stories short. You need the surgery if you've got ingrown toenails. Have the surgery done. The toe heals up. You can walk properly again. Okay, it's perfect. It's a great surgery to have done. It's amazing. Okay, 10-15 minutes. Your painful toe that you've been suffering with for months or even years is sorted out. So get the surgery done. It's nowhere near as bad as you think it's going to be. Okay, don't panic. Show up at the hospital or the chiropodist. Get the surgery done. Okay, and then within a week, couple of weeks. Okay, your toe is normal again. Okay, don't just suffer. Don't just sit and suffer. Okay, it's not nice, guys. Okay, that goes for anything. Okay, never be afraid of surgeries or anything. Okay, it's far better to have a surgery or a procedure done. Okay, and then reap the benefits than it is just to just to suffer. No one should suffer. Okay. Anyway, guys, so I'm in this chair. I've got my music on, and she positions herself. She takes out the needle, and she positions herself over me. She's got her back turned, facing me, and she's stood over my toe. The first needle goes in. I feel it touch the skin, and it goes in. A huge fiery pain, like a red hot poker, like as though she'd warmed up like a metal knife or something and held it to my toe. It was horrendous. Now, again, guys, don't let this put you off. Okay, it lasts a few seconds, if that. Okay, not even long enough for you to comprehend what's happening. It's just like one of those where you go. It's not like a ow. It's more like a ow. Kind of, you know what I mean? Like it's just blinding pain, and then it's over. The first one, I thought, okay, that hurt. All right, that really hurt. But I've got my music on. I thought, that's it. You've got to have two needles, guys. I think one in the top of your toe, and then one in the side, or something like that. The second one hurt more. I don't know whether it went deeper, but it seemed to go on for a few seconds longer. It was like she'd stabbed my toe, which she literally did, but it was a burning, horrible sensation, Even the chiropodists, they say, it's a pretty tough needle to take, okay? Once it's done, it's done. It literally just takes probably 10 seconds, if that, between each needle, Probably about 20-30 seconds, and that's it. Okay. But then, because it's over so fast, you still know what the pain felt like, but it's not like, it doesn't hurt after that. It's done. It's a quick ow, and then a quick, ouch, and that's it. That's all. Yeah. That's it. That's over. So we just waited for the toe to go numb. I started feeling tingling all down my leg, and my foot went completely numb, as though I'd been sat on it for a few hours. I couldn't feel anything, and she just poked my toe with a sharp object. I could feel it a couple of times, but that was it. It went numb, and then she decided, right, the anaesthetics had long enough to work. Um, let's get cracking. So I didn't want to look at all. I just didn't want to, get grossed out or anything. I thought, what I don't know won't hurt me. So I just went on YouTube while she performed this surgery. Now it was really weird because although I couldn't feel any pain, I could still feel the surgery. Like I could still, it's as though she was scratching my toe, but that's all it felt like, is scratching. Like I was aware that my toe was being worked on, but I couldn't feel anything. It felt a bit strange because it was like, somebody's playing with my, my not dead toe, but my foot at this point was completely numb. So I could feel it playing with my toe. Well, not playing with my toe, but I could feel it doing what she was doing to my toe. She was obviously, taking off the nail and everything and cleaning it out. She then, because my nail had messed with the skin that much, my toe was that infected that my toe grew in size. So she had to cut away a bit of the tissue and a bit of, she had to cut a bit more of the toe away. She cleaned it up best she could, and then she wrapped it up, and that was it. My leg and foot were completely numb. So from there, I could only fit my sock over the top. I couldn't fit my shoe on, so I had to hop it one-legged to my mum's car. We got in the car and drove home. About half an hour later, 45 minutes later, horrendous pain. It really did hurt. It was like bruised and just, it felt like it was on fire. It was kind of like, it was like what it felt like when it was infected, but a more intense sort of pain. I took a couple of painkillers, and then that night I went to bed and all was well. For the first few days, all I had to do was take off the dressing and apply a new dressing. My toe looked really weird. It was really, strange to look at, so I didn't really enjoy changing my bandage, but I did it. I wasn't really bandaging. I didn't put a bandage on. It was just a bit of protective sort of, like a band-aid, like a sticky plaster. Put that over the top and then tape it down, and yeah. I got these like, they were like giant plasters, giant just like a piece of material with like, sticky tape on the side that you just, put over the toe and then secured it down. And I did that for about a week. However, the chiropodist did say, there is a chance of slight infection. If obviously it's an open wound, it can get infected, especially if you don't clean it properly, things like that. After surgery, my toe did get infected, so I left it a couple of days, and then I went to a doctor's appointment. I went to the doctors, and they took swabs from the infection. I actually didn't go to the doctors. I went to the walk-in centre. Now, a walk-in centre is just basically, it's like for an emergency, not like an emergency, but if you need to be seen sort of straight away, that's where you go. You go into this building, you'll wait, they'll call you out, and then you go in, get seen to straight away, as opposed to doctors where you get given an appointment. This is literally just a building where you walk in, you tell them your name, okay, and then when they've got somebody available, they will call your name and you can go and see them and get it sorted straight away. So I had this nurse basically cleaned my toe. She cleaned my toe up, and she put this. I can't remember what it's called. I always get it wrong. Is it inadine, something like that? It's a brown sort of sticky substance. It's like a sticky sort of material. You lay that on top and then put a bandage over the top of that, and that just that sort of it treats infection, but it also stops stuff from getting. It stops wounds from getting reinfected. You know, it's almost sterilises the wound. You know, keeps it clean. And then obviously I put a bandage over the top of that, and I had that done a couple of times, but I swapped between the doctors and the walk-in centre. So obviously with the doctors, I had to make an appointment, stick to the appointment times, and then I also had the doctors. They would make me appointments for the walk-in centre, so I could literally just go in there and get seen. So I'd go in, the nurse would take off the bandage, clean my toe, you know, put some brown substance on it, brown sticky stuff on it, put a bandage on it, and then a couple of days later, repeat the process. I also, during one of the doctor's appointments, I was also given antibiotics because a swab was taken. So they took an object, an instrument. They put it on my toe, and they sent it away to the lab to see what kind of infection that my toe had developed. So obviously, I really don't do well with antibiotics either, guys. You know, I really, I get ill. I get sick very easy if I take too many. If I suddenly go from like a small dose to a higher dose, my body just seems to reject antibiotics. But yeah, so one of the tests came back that there was this certain type of infection. So I was on these antibiotics for a week, I think it was, something like that. And then I was at the doctor's, and this nurse who was seeing she was seeing to my toe. She said that the results from the results from one of the tests haven't come back, so they needed to see, that I was on the right medication for the type of infection that I had. So basically, they found out that I needed to be taking a different kind of medication, as the medication that I was prescribed was only killing one of the type of bacteria that was causing the infection. So there was two bacteria that were growing on my toe, and that was causing my toe to become infected. I was only taking antibiotics for one of those bacteria. Is it bacteria or bacterias? So yeah, I needed to be on this other medication that killed, basically that killed the type of infection that I had. But the type of medication that I was given, it was really, really bad for my digestive system. Basically, you have a lot of good bacteria in your gut, in your intestines, and this medication that I was on, it killed the bad, it killed the good bacteria in your intestines. So yeah, I got a bit poorly, I got a bit sick. I wasn't well for a few days. I had to drink yogurt drinks, because the nurse advised that to replenish some of the bacteria, the good bacteria that the medication was killing off in my body. She said, drink some yogurt drinks to help with the side effects. So I ended up doing that. But this medication was really strong stuff. I ended up in the end, I wasn't taking the dose I was supposed to. I think like if the dose was like 2 tablets, I'd only take one and I'd stay on it longer if needed be. only stay on it like I would only take like a week's worth. You know, I thought something's better than nothing because I was just you know I was depressed because I wanted my toe to heal up. And the medication was on. That was almost really intense, and so yeah. Um, the medication did work. The infection cleared up. Um, yeah, the infection cleared up. So it sort of cleared up on half the dose of medication that I was supposed to be on. There was two medications that I was supposed to be on, but I only ended up in the end. I think I only ended up taking one of the medications. I only used to take like one of the tablets, and then the other one I sort of just had maybe one here and there. I wasn't going to chance taking two medications at the same time because I just knew my body couldn't handle it. I was supposed to be on antidepressants a few years ago, but my body just doesn't react well to prescription drugs, so I only took the medication to kill the infection. So I did need the antibiotics, but yeah, I started dressing my toe at home as well. I no longer needed to see the doctor or go to the walking centre. But yeah, I can still feel the pain of the needle going into my toe. It was up there with the highest pain I've ever felt. It was only for a few seconds, but it was very, very unpleasant. I didn't swear, but I did. It was just a blinding pain. I couldn't even get any words out. It was that painful, but yeah, I ended up, keeping my toe clean. I kept it clean. I swapped the bandages, the same brown stuff that the doctors and nurses used. I think it's inodine or iodine. No, iodine's a supplement, isn't it? I'm not sure, but it was like this brown sticky stuff. I managed to buy some from the shop, so I kept placing that on my toe, just to keep the area nice and clean, and then just, a protective bandage over the top, a band-aid over the top, and then, after about 2-3 weeks, it really started to heal up, and I started walking a bit more normally again. I completely forgot about my toe, and I started walking normally, and yeah, until here we are. 2 years later, I'm walking better. Well, not 2 years later. I mean, after a 2-year-old deal, I'm walking normally. I'm, I'm better than ever. Yeah. So my toe doesn't look as pretty as it used to, but I have to really be careful now because there's no nail protecting the skin on my toe. So I don't want to drop anything on my toe or anything like that. I haven't been that fortunate, unfortunately, because my toe on my big toe on my right foot is now starting to do the same. It's starting to dig down. Originally, when I went to the chiropodist the first time, she did say it's just the way my nails are. Nails should go flat. It should be like flat and straight across. My nails, sort of, they automatically curve into the skin. It's just the way my nails are. I've got quite wide nails, and obviously when you've got like soft skin, the nail breaks into the skin, digs down, the skin of the toe grows over the top. Just Google it, how an ingrown toenail happens, and you'll see. That's currently what my right toe is going through. So I might have to have the surgery on both toes. But yeah, I'm glad I had the full nail on my. I'm glad I had the full toenail taken off, because she said it should be okay for about another 3 years. So I'm not sure if my nail will grow back or if it'll stay the way it is. No, it wasn't 3 years. Sorry, she said it for another year. And when I've had a look on the internet, years to a year, so only time will tell if my toenail will grow back. But I highly recommend the surgery. Obviously, if you can sort your ingrown toenail out, or that goes for any health problem, if you can sort it out without surgery, that's the best case scenario. But never be afraid of surgery, because it is worth it in the end, especially when um, you get the health problem seen too, and you're back to normal. Running at full capacity. I now have two fully functioning feet. I can walk properly, and I'm no longer, I'm pain free. So yeah, it pays to be pain free. Anyway, guys. Thank you very much for listening to my story. If you've got any requests about any other stories that you want me to tell, please feel free. Like I said, guys, don't let this put you off. Go for the surgeries that you need, because you'll thank yourself when you're pain free. As always, guys, please like and subscribe. It means the world to me. Smash that subscribe button and smash it again. And I shall be back with possibly an eating video, or maybe another rambling video. I'm gonna jot some ideas down for some other story times. I'm sorry, guys, if I've been speaking a bit too quick. This is my first ever story time, like telling a story to a camera. So I'm really sorry if I'm a bit hard to understand, or you didn't get certain parts, or maybe I made a few mistakes, or I wasn't clear in certain parts, guys. Just let me know. But hopefully you understood it and enjoyed the story. So yeah, guys, I'll leave you to it. Until next time, all the very best, and take care of yourselves.